Okay, so you guys know that nouns have endings, correct?
Yeah.
Do those endings change?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do noun endings change? What's the purpose of that? I've heard a lot from you, I've heard a lot from you. Someone else.
My name's Quintus.
Someone
Valeria.
else.
Jason.
And I've heard from you a lot too.
Jack.
Why do nouns in Latin change endings? Why did they do that?
Genevieve. Valentina.
Okay, sure. Tense. Tense has to do with verbs, but you're on the right track though. You're thinking about the right. Linus?
Number maybe, like singular and plural.
Okay, so it helps us change or distinguish between singular versus plural. What else does it help us do? All right, fine, Achilleus.
It helps us to like identify the case.
It helps us identify case, good. And what is the purpose of case? Why do we?
The function of noun.
Good, noun function, all right. So with that being said, we're gonna fill these in. I'm gonna teach you these endings, so please follow along with me. Let's use a nice color. All right, and I would like you to write the macrons, just because like I'm giving them to you now. Okay, so first declension, here we go. You ready? No?
Oh.
Did you say
X.
You forgot? Really?
He forgot.
Okay,
He fragile
You should just give him a 0.
for a day.
for the day maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give him
So
a
many
0.
I. A-E.
A M A. And oh,
Aaron?
Auburn.
I heard that. You heard what?
Okay, please write these down. Make sure you pay attention to the long marks because I've given them to you.
The 2 is goes to macron, right? Is that just a point?
The what? Say that again?
Is that a macron or that's just a pointing on top of?
Oh, the east. Those are both macrons.
The slave.
Achilles.
So will we be tested? So will we test on the macrons?
Not right now, but I would like you to get used to them. Hey, drummer there. Drummer stand. Thanks. The incessant. Don't tap. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so these are the endings for first declension. Everyone got them? Okay. Second declension.
Ooh.
Alright. Now, I told you before, I've sheltered some information, okay? We've talked about the fact that there are neuter nouns, but you haven't really been introduced to them formally. They do exist, and this is where you're gonna see them, okay? But let's do the masculine first.
Oops. No, I think it's US. Never mind.
The vocative?
Never mind.
That's right, never mind.
What is the data function? You never talked about data.
I know, we're not gonna get there yet.
You're talking about every other stuff except data.
The dative is fairly simple, it's indirect object.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so I'll briefly run through the case function. Nominative is for subject nouns. Genitive is for possession, and there are also further applications of the genitive which we will learn outside of possession. Dative is for indirect object. Accusative is for direct objects and object of the preposition. The ablative is for object of the preposition and other various uses that the other cases can't do. The vocative is for direct address, and the locative, which we don't have here, is for location, but you don't need to worry about that because it is not frequently seen. It does matter, but like you don't see it terribly.
It matters a little.
Matters a little, but we'll
No
get
one cares.
we'll get there eventually. Not that nobody cares, I care, but and your grade should care.
So, Miss Sue,
Yes, dear.
for this, okay, for the second, for plural, genitive,
Yeah.
Is it usually just something wrong?
Not exactly, not exactly. But I'm glad you're picking up on that pattern. The genitive plural is one of the most easy to recognize because of this ending. Okay, now, I'm gonna hit you with the the neuter. But I'd like you to pay attention, see if you can figure out a pattern, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Oh, the perhaps.
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 Umio.
Wait.
Umio.
This is our question.
Umio.
Ah? Why is this so complicated?
It's not.
Why?
You just gotta be smart about it.
Isa. Isa.
Pizza.
Ipsa.
Little Caesar.
Okay. Now, second declension is fairly simple if you remember a couple of things. All right, the pattern. What's the difference between second declension masculine and second declension neuter? Take a look at those endings, see if you can figure it out. Where do they differ?
Nominative and accusative.
Nominative and accusative. All right, so we've got an us up here and an up here. We've got an e up here. We've got an up here.
Oh, the dative's the same.
The dative
And
is the same,
genitive.
and the genitive is the same. What about the ablative?
Same.
The same. Okay. It does differ in the accusative, plural though, right? This is os and this is a. Okay, and then of course it's going to differ in the vocative, but don't really worry about that too much.
Okay.
Okay, but aside from that, right, they're very, very similar. Okay, the forms are very similar. All right. I don't know if I'm going to get too into it. Okay, so these are the second declension. Any questions? Yes.
Could I see the first declension?
Okay, good. All right, now I'm going to hit you with third declension.
Maybe not.
No, I'm gonna.
Just like the miss in the place. They are.
Yes, Robert.
Why is there no little fellow above the I in is?
Because there isn't. Yeah, I don't really know the rhyme or reason as for why there are macrons. I don't believe classical Latin had macrons. I think it was a medieval invention.
So why do we care?
Because it helps us with pronunciation and kind of carries forward the tradition. And it's going to be helpful when it comes time for poetic scansion, which the AP exam will ask you to do and which I will ask you to do probably starting in
AP
late Latin 2, early Latin 3.
Is it ba 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 ba? I think
You've got the right idea. It does indicate that there is a rhythm or a cadence to the line, and similarly to music, right, you have a measure, and there are certain beats per measure depending on the time signature. Same thing with poetry. If depending on the type of meter that you're using, it determines what genre of poetry you're writing. It's different between like epic poetry, lyric poetry, LJ poetry. They all have specific meters for that one genre. And you're kind of constrained to it, but it also teaches you like how to read Latin poetry in more of a sing-song, like looping fashion with a cadence.
who wants to read Latin in a sing-song way?
It's actually, it really does affect, the way it sounds and the way it feels. And authors will sometimes use the meter to their advantage. So for example, like if you're writing in English a story, and you want it to indicate like high action, right, or tenseness, you're gonna use short, choppy sentences. She went to the back door and she saw that it was unlocked. She grabbed her keys. She realized she didn't have her keys, right? And like just kind of the short choppiness of those
And
sentences,
saw.
it kind of just
Yeah.
drives the story, but it also makes you feel like, oh,
Suspense.
there's like, it kind of just clenches your heart a little bit,
Saw.
right? Same thing with poetry. The long syllables can kind of help you just make it sound more flowy, unless you want to draw attention to something.
She saw my
Wait, can you read the beginning of the, what's it called, the Aeneid in the ba 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 ba?
Yes, if you give me 1 second. I don't have my copy here.
Have you memorized it?
I know I did it in college. We had to memorize like the first 100 lines and recite it for a test grade.
This is basically enough so that I don't learn.
But I don't.
I mean, the first 100 lines is better than the entire book.
Okay, so let me.
No.
Let's pull up, not book it. Types enough. Original. Aeneid. Okay. So for example, right, if you were just to read this without poetic meter, you would say arma virumque cano Troiae qui primus oris, right? It's very lackluster, okay? But if you read it in meter, arma virumque cano Troiae qui primus oris. Italiam fato profugos la viniaque venit. Oh, I messed
That
that up.
sounds very unique.
Litura multi letteris iactatus eralto. Vi superum sae vae memorem nonis abiram. Multa quoquet bello passus dum conduret urbem. Alright, so you hear it's like dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da da dum dum. Just gives it like a cadence, a song, because this is a poem. Alright, yes.
Like in Rome, do they also speak like that? Like
Oh yeah.
use the
In common, when they speak to each other, they go like, "Hello, how are you doing today?"
No. So that's not how they would talk, but remember, poetry is an art form. So there has to be some degree of finesse. Now, I'm not the best reader. There was this one kid in college who was able to kind of like internalize the meter, and he just, when he reads Latin, it's just so profoundly beautiful. It's better than like what I just did. Like what I did is like mediocre, not the best.
It's lackluster.
Yeah, I'd say it's lackluster, right? Because like there are, I don't know, it's different.
There's stuff.
There's stuff.
That
Okay.
What?
So they wouldn't talk like this, but you have to keep in mind, like there is a specific formula for the meter, and you kind of have to stick in that meter. And to be able to do that in poetic verse, no less, is just so impressive. And to be able to drive forward a story and say really interesting, deep things, all while being constrained in that poetic meter.
That's how
Do they do that in all like?
Did they do what?
Do they do that in like just normal books, but like not poetic?
In prose, you don't see it as much, but no, in prose, knowing the macrons can help you figure out like what a particular word is doing. So for example, let's go back to here.
It's funny because Italians talk exactly like that. They're like, oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of like I guess the best way I can describe it is just like a loping droop maybe to the words.
Could you,
or like a lag time.
when you're done with the thing, could you go back to the meeting?
No. So for example, like if you see the letter A, right? There's a word that ends in the letter A. What's the difference between that and that? Right? One has a macron, one does not. Knowing where the macron is will tell you whether a word is like nominative or ablative, and that's like vastly different. Okay, so that it can help you. Alright, so that's why I'm not gonna test you on them right now, but I will eventually. You should eventually start to pick up on patterns. Notice where they are. Notice where you're writing them. And eventually you'll kind of instinctually learn where to place them. And that also comes with pronunciation too. That's why we do dictation exercises. So you can hear the language and kind of instinctually know where that accent is gonna go. Okay? Does that make sense to y'all?
Y'all.
No.
Why would you
You
say
said
y'all?
Here,
Oh.
assignment,
It
you
makes
said
it sound
I will
like a-
share the meetings with y'all.
Yeah, it did
tomorrow
say
in
that.
class.
Yeah, I was gonna, but I don't think I'm going to today.
Y'all.
Y'all are idiot.
No.
No offense.
No offense. But you're stupid.
Hey. You don't say that. That's not nice. You can do stupid things and you can say stupid things, but you yourself are not stupid.
It's good advice.
No, it's true.
You're sometimes stupid. It depends on what time.
What?
You're vaguely stupid. You're sometimes stupid.
No. We're not gonna debate this.
Everybody's a little stupid sometimes, it's like,
No.
that's just true.
Kind of like the time when you named your book in Case and News.
Well, no. Words do have power. You can say something silly or stupid. You can do something stupid, but you yourself are not defined by one word or one action. You yourself are
Oh
bigger.
yeah, I don't mean that. I just mean like we all act a little stupid sometimes.
There
Like
you. That's different. That's different.
When you wake up in the morning, and you accidentally call like true story. I accidentally called a bowl of cereal a banana in the morning. So yeah, that's me being a little stupid, but still.
No, that's you saying something.
Yeah, saying something that was stupid
What is the difference?
and inaccurate.
There's a difference.
Yes.
All right, so similarly here, the pattern, take a notice. Okay, the genitive, is it the same?
Color.
Yeah.
How about the dative?
Yeah.
How about the ablative?
Yes.
Yep, so what's different?
Nominative, I did, you said.
Nominative and accusative. Okay, it's gonna be different here,
Vocative or the
Also vocative.
and it's different in the vocative, but
I
that's
keep
just,
saying vocative because V stuff.
good, that's good, it's a good habit. Okay, but other than those two, the third declension is pretty easy. Okay, any questions on this?
That's gotta be.
Are you ready for the song?
No. No.
Okay, this is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna do it. Okay? We're going to chant them first, and then we will sing the song.
No.
Okay? We will. There is no. You can't tell me no. It's not a negotiation.
Oh.
This is a dictatorship, and you know that.
This is not a democracy.
No, it is not.
We are
people. This is a censorship.
deserve rights.
No rights.
All right,
for you.
repeat after me, please. Repeat after me. Ah.
I.
Try that again. Ah. I arum is as is. Okay, let's do that one more time. We'll start from the top. And if you notice, right, we're going down. Yeah, I usually skip the vocative because the vocative is just the nominative, except for that one spot. So,
It's kind of bugging me out a little bit.
all right, we'll pretend it's not there then.
I.
It's not there right now.
I.
Okay, repeat, please. I arum is as is. All right, let's do it all together. Come on. Okay, we need some work on just saying vowels, really. Is it that difficult?
Yes.
Like, what did you guys have? What was in your lunch today?
I don't know how to speak
Fish
English.
nuggets.
I'm the fish nugget.
That sounds abhorrent. Anyway, all right. here comes the song. All right, does anybody know Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or the alphabet song? Okay. If it helps you, use the song. If not, personally, I prefer just chanting it. It's way faster, way more efficient, and like way less embarrassing. Okay, but some people do need the song. Some people use the song, and that's okay. I'm giving you 2 different versions so you have something to work with. Listen how it goes. A E M A-A-E-A-R-U-M I-S-A-S-I-S-2. Now the first declension's through. Now we're on to number 2. Yeah, and then you just keep going from there.
That sounds so lame.
It is pretty lame. Okay, but that's the song, and this is not a negotiation, so y'all are gonna sing with me. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, here we go. A-A-E-A-E-A-M A-A-E-A-R-U-M I-S-A-S-I-S-2. Now the first declension's through. And we'll stop there. We don't need the number 2 part. Okay? If that helps you,
This is bad.
if that helps you, use it. It doesn't matter if it's bad, good, or embarrassing. Whatever works, works.
It don't work.
Whatever works, works. Okay? I don't care how silly it sounds. If it works for you, use it.
Whatever gets me in 100 in Latin is
I don't give hundreds.
Oh.
why is my grade at 100?
It's not.
Yeah.
It won't be. When I'm done with it.
Give us a 0.
Miss Lee, for the longest time, my grade.
I know, that's because I didn't put the tests in yet.
Hardest is great.
Alright, repeat. Us I O O. I orm is os is. We're doing second declension. Alright, let's do that again. Us I O O. I orm is os is. Okay, now let's chant it together. Us I O O. I orm is os is. Okay, way faster, way more efficient, but of course we have a song in case you need it. Alright, it is to the tune of My Country 'Tis of Thee. As a good American, I'm sure you know it.
I don't.
U-S-I-O-U-M-O-R-U-M-I-S-O-S and I-S-2. You gotta do this for your fingers. You have to do it. Okay.
Are you American? Like,
God bless
Are you? Alright, sing it with me. Here we go. U-S-I-O-U-M-O-R-U-M-I-S-O-S and I-S-2. Is Claire asleep?
Jazz hands.
throw stuff.
She got so bored with the American song.
Well,
Oh, man.
the American song should help you. That's
I
okay.
never heard that, but.
My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. No?
No?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I love
Okay, now we're gonna hit the neuter. Alright, we're gonna do the neuter. Here we go. Repeat after me. E o o. A orm is a is. Alright, now one thing I've noticed in the past, a lot of students are inclined to include an S here, but there isn't one. So just be careful and enunciate carefully. Okay, it's not is, as, is, it's is, a, is. Be careful. Alright, repeat after me. E o o. A orm is a is. Alright, now let's do it all together. Let's put it together. E o o. A orm is a is. Alright, let's do that one more time. E o o. A orm is a is. Okay, good. I'm not hearing that S, so that's good. Alright, and of course there is a song for this. This is how it goes. You'll probably know the tune. U-M-I-O-U-M O-A-O-R-U-M I-S-A-I-S That's the neuter second declension.
What's the song?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, there was a voice crack. All right,
Mary had
It's-
a little lamb.
Rudolph
What
the.
are you talking about, bro? Bro, what are you talking about?
Okay.
Mary had a little lamb.
All right, so that was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. In case you needed to know Christmas songs. All right, you're gonna do it with me, and this is non-negotiable, just like the spirit fingers. You gotta do the antlers too. Okay, the antlers too. They
Robert
help.
loves doing that.
All right, here we go. You guys ready?
Yep.
UMIOUM OAORUM ISAIS. That's the neuter second declension. Okay. All right. Are you guys embarrassed yet? I should make you do this for family dinner. Okay. Now we're gonna do the third declension. I know this is a lot. We're going to practice this though. Okay, and eventually it will become muscle memory and you'll just know it. All right, there's not gonna be any thought about it. Repeat after me, please. XECMA. Let's try that one more time. XECMA. Ace ibus ace ibus. One more time. XECMA. Ace ibus ace ibus. Okay, now let's put that all together. Here we go. XECMA. Ace ibus ace ibus. Well, that was a little laggy. Let's try that again. XECMA. Ace ibus ace ibus. Okay, there's a song
No.
for this one too.
No,
XISIEME ESUMIB USESIB US third declension endings. That's Yankee Doodle. No, it's not Barney. Would you?
What is the song?
What?
It's Yankee Doodle.
Oh yeah, but like I know it because of Barney.
Well, that's great. It's not Barney.
I love Barney.
All right, let's try it
Don't
together
you
with
love
me.
Barney this-
Try it with me. Dora, put your head up. Thank you.
Barney the
Tim,
Crocodile.
Jin, put your head up. Thank you. Alright, I can see Madeline's eyes, so I guess it's alright, but still not the best posture. Alright, here we go. XISIEME ESUMIB USESIB US third declension endings. Okay.
Do we have to do the salute?
Yeah, you gotta salute. Yep, so we got
Oh,
spirit
seven.
fingers, spirit fingers, reindeer antlers, and saluting.
I mean,
Yes, very
07.
good.
No.
07.
It's better than the whatever this was. What dabbing? It's better than that.
What 07?
Okay, now third declension neuter, lucky for you, does not have a song yet,
Yay.
but it will eventually.
Will.
All right, but we're just gonna chant it for now. So repeat after me: XECXA.
XECXA.
Ibus ibus.
Ibus ibus.
One more time. XECXA.
XECXA.
Ibus ibus.
Ibus.
Ooh, sounds like a mouthful for some of you. Let's try that one more time. We're gonna do
I'm
it.
sorry if it twists my tongue a little bit.
I know, it's okay. It's a lot, but it'll become muscle memory. All right, we're gonna do this together. Here we go. XECXA. Ibus ibus. Okay, we'll do that one more time. XECXA. Ibus ibus. Okay. Any questions on what we've just done?
What's the song?
There is no song for this one.
Yay!
Can we
I didn't
one
make one up.
Wait, you mean all of these, all the songs?
Yeah.
Wow,
Wait,
impressive.
How about we make one up?
Well, we'll get there. I just haven't yet. Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do, take this information. Now, I've given you something before.
Let's play a little bit.
No, you are going to stop. You guys have problems. You need to not be addicted to Blicket. All right, that information that we just wrote down, you're gonna convert that and put it here with macrons. Okay, so take what we just did and put it here on this chart.
The three forms is named form. Form is named form.
Tim, I gotta be honest, you're very disrespectful this one.
I'm very respectful of people.
XIS, IFE, ANES, AES.
I didn't know that writing endings required talking. Please shut your mouths and do what I asked. Thank
Why
you.
do you speak as British accent?
Because you're annoying me. Stop it.
I am.
Wait.
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
No.
Alright guys, you actually need to do this. You actually need to do this. You need to focus.
Should we also fill in the box or no?
You can, if you'd like to.
Can I make it a little bigger?
Can I make it a little bigger?
Like the screen.
You have it on your sheet. You don't need me to make it bigger.
For the third, for second declension plural.
Second declension, plural masculine.
The last two are, the last one is TS, right? No, IS.
No, it is IS. It's I. I with a long mark over it. It has a macron, not TS.
Can I use someone's eraser?
What's the fourth declension?
And there's fifth. Yeah, there's fourth and fifth. We'll get there. We're not there yet.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Mm.
Every year when you have a new class,
Mm.
do you erase this chart and then just do it over again?
No, actually, I did not have this for last year's kids.
Oh, you did.
So no, I didn't. No, so this is brand new.
So next year, would you erase this chart and then redo it?
I mean, I do have a folder of blank charts that I've made, so yes, I could do that.
Miss Slade, wait, so can you repeat that one? Like, can you?
If you
Is it
fail,
possible?
if you fail Latin 1, you have to repeat or switch to another language, which is, I don't know.
Sad. Which language do you think is the hardest?
It depends on where you're coming from, what your background is, and how quick you are with linguistics.
I'm gonna speak.
Hmm?
Yeah.
I mean, like for example, someone who's tone deaf is gonna have a really hard time learning Chinese, right? Because you've got the tones. The tones are very important in Chinese. Someone who can't memorize a lot of stuff is gonna have a hard time with Latin because it's a lot of memorization.
I don't really speak Chinese.
I don't think you're allowed.
Yeah.
You're on your phone.
So I mean, Tiffany didn't live with him, or is related. Not lives, my bad. And Tim has a
Alright, did everyone get the chance to finish this chart? Did we fill it in?
Yep.
Okay, we did it efficiently. Alright, now I'd like to talk about patterns. Okay, let's talk about patterns. Alright, if you notice, what's helpful, you know what, maybe I won't get into it. Nah, I won't. Yeah, I think I'll hold that information. Okay, never mind, we're not gonna talk about
Why?
patterns. What?
Why do you hold that information?
Because I don't feel like talking about it.
Do you hate us that much?
No, I think that with enough practice, you'll start to see the patterns yourselves, and that's way more valuable than me pointing them out to you.
Oh, because like we wanna memorize it. We don't
Correct.
memorize it to heart if we tell it to us.
So I think, honestly, just practice this. So in addition to vocabulary study, this is something that you should be reviewing on a nightly basis. Right, now when I was going through Latin at your age, I had this printed out, well, I wrote it out, and I taped it on my wall next to my desk at home, and every single morning and every single night I went through it. I verbally said it. I chanted them. I didn't sing the song because I didn't know the songs then. I didn't make them up yet. Wasn't old enough. Right? But I did chant them, and eventually it stuck. Okay, repetition is so very important in language. You need to repeat as much as you can. And you need to say it out loud. Don't just do it in your head, because there is a connection between what comes out of here and what you hear and what you're kind of processing up here. Okay, there is a method to it. Yes.
Like, that one, so we have to memorize something.
By when? Tomorrow.
Huh? I'm sorry, what?
I'm kidding. You don't have to memorize it by tomorrow. I'd like by, I'm not gonna give you a day. There will be checkups on this. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to stop the recording.